For years, everyone saw Jay-Z as the biggest villain in Beyoncé's story. After all, he's the man who humiliated her by getting caught cheating. But there's one question no one's been able to answer.
Okay, if he's a cheater, why are you staying with him?
We dug into her past and found a relationship dating back years before she even met Jay-Z. One full of control, infidelity, and betrayal.
The man so much behind her success.
Mathew Knowles, Beyoncé's sloppy father.
When her dad was accused of stealing from her and hiding a second family, Beyoncé hit a breaking point.
How can you dare? This is not working.
How did Jay-Z help Beyoncé break free from her dad? And what does that have to do with their own cheating scandal? This is the real life story behind the tabloids.
My soul has been tarnished. I'm feeling very empty because of my relationship with my dad. And I'm so fragile. I felt like I had to move on and not work with my dad. And I don't care if I don't sell one record. It's bigger than the record. It's bigger than my career.
So her father was their manager. What was so bad that she had to fire her dad?
Well, we did some digging and found out that Beyoncé's need for privacy, her disappearance from the public eye, even her silence in the Jay-Z cheating scandal, everything can be traced back to her dad.
My dad knew that I needed his approval. My father wouldn't give it to me because he kept pushing me.
Do you ever think you pushed them too hard? Do you ever think that?
No.
No?
No, not at all.
Never?
Never.
Only take y'all 3 hours. Y'all could be walking out of here with a hit.
If we were not mentally exhausted, then maybe it would be possible, but y'all been working us since 7 o'clock this morning. You really pushing it.
Her relationship with her dad was intense, but at least Beyoncé had her friends and Destiny's Child by her side until...
2 former members of Destiny's Child are suing the group's manager and Beyoncé's father, Mathew Knowles, alleging he stole their money and threw them out of the group.
We were best friends. We were all sisters. We completed each other. It was losing a best friend, 2 best friends. I would have never thought that we would end up not being together.
Her dad insisted that he had everything under control.
There was a strategy that Destiny's Child would put out an album. Each one of the ladies would put out their own solo project.
And then you became pretty depressed about it.
Oh, very, very depressed. I was very young, and it kind of forced me to mature.
Despite everything, Beyoncé's relationship with her dad seemed strong. On her first solo album, she wrote a song called Daddy with lyrics stating that she hopes to find a husband like her dad.
I can only say as a father that I hope I instill with them the values that they would want to look for in a man.
But Beyoncé fell in love with a man that most dads would not be happy with, an ex-drug dealer with a violent past.
It's been rumored that you're dating Jay-Z.
We were friends first.
I think any relationship inspires creativity, especially when it's a great relationship.
And that foundation is so important. Just to have someone that you just like. Someone that is honest.
Honest?
Well, this was a couple years before Jay-Z was caught cheating.
Rumors are swirling after an unofficial biography called Becoming Beyoncé reported Jay-Z telling the singer she might want to consider speaking up for herself and not having her dad so involved in her career.
And when Beyoncé received some shocking news, it seemed like distancing herself from her dad might be a good idea. Live Nation Entertainment alleged that her father had been embezzling money from her tour. And with the support of Jay-Z and her family, Beyoncé hired a law firm to investigate him. But it wasn't the only shocking news she got that year.
I was pregnant for the first time, and I heard the heartbeat, which was the most beautiful music I've ever heard. I was feeling very maternal. My first child with the man that I love. I flew back to New York to get my checkup, and no heartbeat.
At the time, no one knew about Beyoncé's miscarriage, and still under her dad's creative control, she felt like she couldn't express her pain.
It was one of the hardest things I've been through.
You can't express yourself. I don't want to have to sing about the same thing for 10 more years. You can't grow. I want to be able to sing about how much I hate myself that day, if that's how I feel. And I felt like it was time for me to set up my future. I needed boundaries.
I needed a break. I needed my dad.
She wasn't a little girl who needed a father to push her anymore. She was a woman who just needed her dad. But Beyoncé's dad seemed to be at the point of no return. The results of her investigation strongly suggested that he had stolen money from her. Her dad denied the claims and filed his own suit against Live Nation Entertainment, but the court ruled against him. And then to make matters worse, a woman came forward and claimed that he had a secret love child with her. He denied the claims, but it was later proven by a DNA test that the child was his. He had cheated on Beyoncé's mom and kept it hidden, and her parents' marriage was destroyed. Can you imagine being in a situation where your dad is stealing from you? He's had a kid with another woman behind your mom's back, all whilst you're dealing with the trauma of a miscarriage. Beyoncé had a heartbreaking decision to make.
I set a goal, and my goal was independence.
Beyoncé announced she was dropping her father as her manager.
How hard was it to come to that decision?
One of the hardest things I've ever done. But it's a part of life and it's a part of growth.
Did you get your dad back?
No.
I had to sacrifice my relationship with my dad.
It was a stressful, sad, difficult time. But I had to let go.
Without her dad by her side, Beyoncé had to build a new life for herself.
It was very risky for me to step out on my own. Being a young woman, I want to set the example that is possible. It was scary, but it empowered me.
And despite her fears, she started building a family for herself once again.
The little bundle of joy born to Beyoncé and Jay-Z over the weekend, their baby girl, Blue Ivy.
This baby has made me love him more than I ever thought I could love another human being.
Beyoncé had transformed, but her husband hadn't.
Do you feel vulnerable now that you have a kid?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is a scary thing for me. I have to, you know what I mean? Because that turns into anger. I have to control that.
Yeah, you've been very good.
Yeah.
Well behaved.
Yeah.
No incidents or anything like that.
You get no problems out of me.
I've been fortunate to have a long, very happy relationship. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's honest and it's real.
But what Beyoncé didn't know was that Jay-Z was about to blow everything up.
Her video was leaked of Beyoncé's sister apparently attacking Jay-Z.
The lyrics are about her own marriage, suggestion of an affair.
I'm not a perfect human being by no stretch.
The cracks in a seemingly perfect life exposed.
After everything she went through with her dad, how could she stay with Jay-Z?
What is it about this marriage that's so special that you would fight this hard to save it?
A lot of people feel that infidelity means the end of a marriage.
Let's see what happens in the next chapter of my life.